Well, hi everyone, welcome to another Oz Travelogue. In this episode, we're going to be talking about trackers. Now, the trackers that we're talking about is the Samsung Galaxy S2 tracker, which is a Bluetooth tracker, and we also have the Sinotrack, which is a 4G tracker that has a SIM card, and it also works with the GPS satellites. Now, you might say, why do you want a tracker? Well, your caravan is one of your most important things, and sometimes you might have to leave it parked somewhere. Your car is also important, so you don't want to lose that. The other thing too is that you might not have considered is going away on holidays. If you've got luggage, you might want to put a tracker in your luggage. A Bluetooth tracker would be perfect for that. You can also track your pets. If you've got pets, you can actually put it around their neck. This tracker is sort of pretty well suited to that sort of scenario. And you could also use it to track your e-bikes. The other one that could be a real important one to you guys is you could also track your kids. Whack one in their school bags, and at least you'll know they're safe. So come with me back to our studio and we'll show you a little bit more about how to put these things together. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. In this episode we're going to be talking a little bit about trackers. Unfortunately, this was the tracker that I've been using in my caravan for quite some time, and it belongs to the 3G telecommunications network, which has closed down, or by the time this video goes to air, 3G will have gone. So unfortunately this one has got to go. So we've had to have a look around for another tracker, and I want to find a tracker that was going to be low cost, which means that there's no ongoing monitoring fees. And we've come up with this Sinotrack tracker. It comes in this little box, available on eBay or wherever you like. And in the box we get the Sinotrack tracker, which is this little device here. Now there's a few cables hanging off it, please don't worry about those. The orange and yellow, they're just for the accessories and relays, so you don't need to worry about that. In actual fact, we'll probably be chopping those off. These are the ones we want to take care of. These are the positive and negative that actually feeds a supply to this. Now, all you will need for this particular tracker is a SIM card. I've been using the LD SIM cards, and they've got a great plan out, which means that you can actually buy the SIM card and sign up for the $15 service, which will give you enough running time for this tracker for 12 months, because that plan is a 365-day plan. 15 bucks, not too bad. So we'll talk about that later. Also in the box comes the relay and the wiring loom for the relay, but again, we're not going to use that. And they also come with this little sticky pad that you can actually use that tracker, stick it on there and stick it under your dash or wherever you want to stick it, but we may even cable tie it. So we'll talk about that a little bit down the track. The next device I'd like to talk about is the Galaxy SmartTag 2. These are a great little unit. They operate off Bluetooth. Now, just basically how that works is, if you have one of these devices, what it'll do is, as you walk past another Galaxy smartphone or tablet and they've got their Bluetooth in operation, that will ping this Bluetooth device. It'll ping it back to the Samsung server, which will then ping it back to you, which will give you the location of the device. There is another device also available for the Apple people. Apple AirTags work pretty much the same way, but because I'm a Samsung man, we're going to go with these. You can buy the 4-pack, or you can actually opt it for the single one. So it's up to you. It depends on how many tags you need. We've got the e-bikes and things like that, so we don't want to lose those, so I'll be hiding those somewhere on the e-bikes, and also the caravan, the car, and a few other bits and pieces. So great little investment. So let's get started. First cab off the rank for programming, that is the Samsung Galaxy SmartTag 2. So we're going to show you how that goes together. We've got a SmartTag here that we're going to program into the system. This is just the single one. So if we just open that up. I think because I'm old, I think I'll whack the glasses on. So in the box we've got this little pin, which is a release pin that can actually release the battery. There is a tiny little hole at the back here that you could actually push, and that will release the battery. But because we haven't used this one before and we haven't programmed it, we're going to start from scratch and see how we go. So the first thing we'll do is we'll hit the SmartThings app, which will start the program. So they're the 4 tags we've got programmed into the system at the moment, and we're going to add this tag now. So I'm going to pull this little tag here, and hopefully, and there it is, the Samsung phone has found it. So we press the add button. You allow the use of location, agree. So it's now connecting the tag. Press the center button. So if we turn it over, we'll press that center button on the tag. We've just pressed it. It's now registering. We're success. So we can actually change the location on this. We can actually, oh, that's the home, the room. I've actually programmed all the others for on the go because that's pretty much what we're going. And we're going to call this SmartTag number 5. And because that's a black one, we'll put black next to it. Save. Done. So now it does a little bit of a download just to update it all. The SmartTag is now connecting. We can actually view it on the map, but I won't do that at the moment because that would actually identify my location, and I don't think we want to do that, not at this stage. What else have we got? So, oh, it's updating the tag, so we'll do that. So at the moment it's got 0%, so it's updating it. So this part can take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. Okay, we're ready to go. So we can actually switch on Find My Tablet, power saving mode, the volume of the ringer, the battery. Now it's just loading all the devices in the system, and there it is there, SmartTag number 5. So if we hit that, we'll dismiss that. We could view on the map. I'll block out that information. So if we press the More button, you can actually do a search nearby, but we're fairly close to it, so it's not really going to help us much. Share this device's location. Now, if you're sharing with other people, it's a good thing to turn that on. So the location of the tag and your mobile device will be shared with your local member when the tag device connects to your mobile device. So it's a good thing to share that. You can also notify when the device is left behind. Just shift that across. Go to SmartThings settings. You can actually arrange your ringtone, the battery type. If we go back to SmartThings, view it on the map. Now, if you've lost your tag or you can't find it, you can actually hit ring and it'll ring the tag. So wherever that tag is, that'll ring it. So there's a little tiny speaker just inside there. That's what's making the noise. So if we stop that, Okay, so that's that bit. I'm going to share with you another little tip, which is pretty good. It's to be able to locate your phone. So for instance, you're out and about, you don't know where your phone is, but you do have your car keys. What you can actually do, press the button twice, and it finds your phone for you. To cancel it, all you do is you just swipe up. Pretty simple. Okay, you'd like to share your smart things with a significant other. So the first thing you would do is start Smart Things. Grab the old glasses again. Now the three dots at the top will help you manage and the location and so forth. You can then invite a member. So when you invite a member, if they're close by you, you can actually create a QR code and they can copy that to their phone. You can send them an invitation via email, or you can actually share a link with their Samsung account or email. So I find that the easiest way is to basically press that, and you've got your QR code, and you just share that with your significant other. It's that easy. The Samsung Smart Things is a pretty good app to find or locate tag. I've just done a bit of a recording, so we'll play it on the phone here. So basically what we've done is we're locating one of the smart tags, and as you're walking around, the signal is getting stronger until you actually get to the tag, and then hopefully you'll get to hear that. Now this Samsung phone isn't all that up to date. It's only an S21, but if you have an S21 Plus Ultra, and what was the other ones, the S22 Ultra and all the smart ones, they do actually have another locating, a couple of arrows on the side, which is quite good. Now, one of the last things I'm going to talk about for the Samsung Smart Tags is the box that the Smart Tags actually came in. On the back of the box, you'll see 4 QR codes. They could be helpful for you later on if you need to reprogram the smart tags. For example, if you want to sell one of your smart tags or pass it on to somebody else, you want to take all your information out, you can actually reset the smart tag, and by using these barcode or these QR codes, you can actually reprogram it, or you can actually default them. But that's for another day. Well, hi everyone. Now this is the nuts and bolts section of the video. Today we're going to, first of all I'll grab my glasses. We're going to get the Sinotrack tracker working. Now what I've done is I've undone the 2 screws, which allows me to open this up. Now what we're going to do first up, I'll just shift the battery out of the way. What we're going to do first up is slide this out. Now, as I said before, we're not going to use these cables here, the yellow and the orange cables. So what I'm going to do is to cut them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the first one, and cutting the orange one just a little bit shorter than that. So now we can dispense with this one. So there's a little nodule here, we'll have to cut that one off, slide that out. Now we can get rid of that. Now I've also got a little piece of shrink sleeve that I'm actually going to just slip over the top of this. So if we cut that there and just slip over the top there, that will stop those 2 cables from shorting together and causing an issue. So we'll just slide that down as far as we can get it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, I've already inserted the SIM card which is just in here, so we're almost ready to go. So we're going to try and put this back in its little housing, which it slips in quite nicely. I'm going to leave that open for a second And the next thing I'm going to do is, we've got a battery here. This is a standard 12 volt battery. We use those in alarm systems and a few other things, so I've got one handy here. Now the first thing we need to do is we'll just take these little clips off here, and I've got the multimeter here, so that's reading 0 at the moment. Now I want to test the voltage of the battery to make sure that we've got at least 13 volts or 12 volts, and spot on, we're 13 volts. Once we actually put a supply onto, or once we actually put a load onto this battery, it'll drop down to 12 volts. So that's fine, so we're good with that. Now we've got our Sinotrack here. Now when you install these, what I always do is put an inline fuse in. Now that's just to protect the unit. Now you need at least about a 2 amp inline fuse, but because I'm only testing at the moment, we're going to put the red on the red. So we'll slide this in, and I'm actually going to use these little clips and see if we can actually lock this cable onto the battery. So that's looking good. We'll grab the other one, do the same there. A bit of a tricky thing to do this, but it's all good. Actually do this way, might be a bit easier. There we go. Now if you can see that, we've got a little blue light there. The blue light indicates the GPS status. Now the orange light has just come, or it's going on and off. It's actually just finding its location at the moment. When it's fully ready, we'll have the blue light on, which as I said was the GPS, and the other light, the orange light, is for the GSM. Now the GSM is the Global System for Mobile Communications, so that's that one, that's an important one. And the GPS, of course, is Global Positioning System. So once we've got this system up and running, we can actually, if you want to, we can put it into our car and just test it, see how we go. This cover can actually go back on, and there's two bolts, two nuts and bolts, which I think I've got in the box over here. Oh, sorry, there they are. So we've got two nuts and bolts, and they'll just screw that together, so we're good to go. But before you actually install it, it's good to make sure that you've got those two LED lights on and illuminated, because if they're illuminated, the system's ready to go. So let's get this thing going. Oh, before I forget, the most important part was, as I said before, we have been using the LD SIM cards. Now the LD SIM cards will cost you about $5. Now for that, you can actually use this SIM card for 60 days, and that'll give you enough data to monitor the system. After 60 days, swap to the $15 account, and that'll give you 365 days. So that's basically it. So let's go and have a look at what this system looks like on the phones and also your computers. Okay, it's time now to get into the exciting stuff, the GPS. Now, what I didn't forget to mention before was that the GPS tracker does come with a little instruction manual, and the most important thing that you're going to need is the ID number, which is on the tracker itself. So it says ID and then the tracker number. So they're the things, that's the things you're going to need. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to go onto the Sinotrack site and look and type in Sinotrack. And then once we're on the Sinotrack page, scroll down till you come to the website, Sinotrack. That's it there. Then you're presented with this page, and in that you can actually enter your details. So you can actually enter the server, which is the auto select, then your account number, which is the ID number, and then enter your password. Now, the default password is 123456. Once you're into the website, you can then start using your tracker. So once you've logged in successfully, it will bring up the tracker page. Now, the first page that comes up is a place in America somewhere, and you've also got the ability to swap to satellite view if you want to. So we'll just swap back again. Now you'll see the tracker is on the page here, just there. So if we hit that, it will bring up our live view, or where our tracker is actually situated. Now we've done a bit of a run, so we're going to do a little bit of a replay here. So you can see that we were down here by Mordialloc Beach, and the caravan tracker is sitting there. So this was the path we took. As you can see, the tracker actually tracks the speed, the location, the GPS mode, and then gives the address of the final location. You can also at that stage swap to the satellite view and back again, and you can actually increase the size of your map so you can actually have a really good look, or zoom right into where you've been. And again, just running this trip, you can see all the details of the trip. Pretty handy. There's a few other options here that you can use if you so wish, so explore a little bit, have a go. Then actually, if you head to the tracker and my info page, this will give you some more details. Down there you can change the password, you can change the display icons, and also rename the tracker. There's also other pages like the owner's page. You can fill in all that information, maintenance info, certificate numbers, insurance info. But look, a lot of that's for if you own a fleet of cars or a fleet of vehicles. But in our instance, we're not going to really worry about it, because all we're worried about is looking after our caravan. So again, we're back to that page. You can actually shoot it down to the normal size again. And yeah, it's pretty easy. It's good fun to play with, so have fun. Okay, in this part we're going to grab our smartphone, and in the Google search bar we're going to look for the Sinotrack application. So if you type in Sinotrack, and once we hit the Google page, it opens up, and then scroll down to Sinotrack. Now we've got two versions here. One's the Pro version and one's the standard version. But look, the standard version's fine. I mean, we're not that technical, are we, guys? So you install the standard version, or you can install the Pro. It really doesn't matter. There's not a lot of difference, to be honest. So once that's installed, we can open it. Takes a little while to load. So once we're at that welcome screen, first thing you do is type in the device's ID number. Now remember, that was the ID number on the tracker. Once you've put that in, I've actually blocked that out, then you put in the password, which is 123456, which you can change that later down the track. So once you've actually agreed to the terms and conditions, it then brings you on to the next page. Here we have our map with our tracker input. You can actually switch to the satellite view or the street view, depending on what your needs are. But for this instance, we'll stick on this. And this is the run we did the other day. So you can actually see it still has the same functions as the desktop ones. You've got your latitude, longitude, speed, distance travelled, and all the other good things that comes with a GPS tracker. So this is pretty much the phone version, which is pretty much the same as the laptop version, but just a bit of a cut down size for the screen. All in all, pretty simple to use. It still has most of the functions. Just go through a few of the functions and see what you think you might need, and that's pretty much it. So experiment a little, enjoy it, and yeah, so that's very simply the Sinotrack on your smartphone. Hi guys, thanks for almost watching to the end of this video. I'd just like to make it clear that we haven't received anything from Samsung or Sinotrack for doing this video. What we've done the video for was to bring you guys more information on what's available in the way of tracking, GPS tracking and Bluetooth tracking. It's just been an interest because I really didn't want to pay ongoing monitoring fees for the tracking. It just got to me, so we just want to be able to monitor these things ourselves and see how we go. So in saying that, we're going to jump on the internet, we're going to have a look at eBay, and I'll just show you a few things before we close this video off. So what we did was we looked up eBay, and we actually started to look for Sinotrack because I heard they were fairly good and there was no ongoing monitoring fees, so I thought that'd be pretty good to go for. So we were looking for the model ST901, and as you can see here, there is plenty of options. There's a lot of sellers out there selling the same sort of product, which is all good. However, we did come across a couple of sellers that were actually selling these look-alike ones. They look like the Sinotrack and quite a lot, less expensive. And I'm not sure of how these things actually work because I wasn't game enough to try that out. The other one we came across, which I thought was pretty cool, was these small ones. Again, I think they can link to your phone. GPS tracking could be good for some situations, very small. Again, we didn't try that one. But the one that really interested me the most was this one. It's a 4G tracker, and it's got a magnetic base, so that's going to stick to anything metallic, which could be a good thing. You'd be able to put that in a few different places. The other good thing about this one is that you don't have to wire it. It comes with a rechargeable battery with a couple of different sizes. So just looking at this selection list here, we've got 180 days, 270, 360 days, and 540 days of standby power to run this tracker. So that could be a good one to look at in the future. But for now, thank you guys again for sticking with me. This has been a pretty, let's say, intense video to put together. We had to do a lot of work behind the scenes putting it together, but look, it was fun to do. And I hope you guys get some benefit out of it. So if you've enjoyed this particular style of video, please put that in the comments below. If you want us to do more of this type of video, put that in too. So again, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there. So from Oz Travelog, Peter and Robin, wherever she might be, thanks again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you either on the road or in another video. Thanks again. Cheers. Bye.